In this lesson we're gonna learn the intro of the song Bold as Love that was originally released by Jimi Hendrix on his album Axis, Bold as Love in 1967, and correctly it was the Jimi Hendrix Experience that was the artist. And strictly speaking, this is not an intro, this is the rhythm guitar on the first verse. It starts out with just guitar and vocals, and eventually some drums kick in. But for this lesson we are going to treat it simply as a solo guitar part, as it is one of those really fine Jimi Hendrix moments, I think. So we're starting out with step one. In step one we start with the index finger in a bari over the 14th fret of the 3rd and 4th strings, like that. And then we add the 3rd finger, ring finger, on the 16th fret of the 5th string. So, and we give it some heat, a quite hard blow. And this is the 1, so we're gonna go 3, 4. Then muted strings, down, up, and an open E string. So, what we're going to do is like this. So far it sounds like this. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And you might want to do a slide out like that. Nice effect. So after the open 6th string, the open E string, we are going to do something that is based on an E chord. So we place the index finger on the 1st fret of the 3rd string, just like we would in an E chord, and we are going to play the 3rd string and the 2nd string simultaneously, like that. But we are going to do a grace note on the 3rd string, so you're going to do a grace note from the 1st fret to the 2nd, like that. So you would get like that, and then a pull off. So the motion, if you take from the start, it's going to be like this: 3, 4. So after the pull off, the grace note and the pull off, you pick the 3rd string, the 1st fret of the 3rd string once more, with a downstroke I suggest, and then you go to the root note of an E, which is the 2nd fret of the 4th string. So you're going to do this motion. Grace note, 2 strings, pull off, pick 3rd string and the 2nd fret of the 4th string. So, and I suggest you do this last 2 strokes. You do it down, up, but that's not a big deal. So from the start it sounds like this: 3, 4. And then after here, you're gonna place the thumb, do a thumb bari on the 2nd fret of the string 6. Just play the root note, and then you're gonna do something that's a bit similar to what we did on the E. So because what we're doing here, we're doing something based on a F sharp minor, and you will know that an F sharp minor has a bari of the 2nd fret. So you bar the 2nd fret of the 2nd and 3rd strings like this, so you get, and then you do yet another grace note. So it's going to be a grace note from the 2nd fret of the 3rd string to the 4th fret of the 3rd string. So index to ring finger, and then a pull off, and then back to the root note, which would be the 4th fret of the of the 4th string. So this particular motion sounds like this: 3, 4. And then there is some kind of ghost note, muted note as he moves his hand, because you're going to move your hand up the fretboard for step 2. So there is some kind of that kind of thing. I have noted it simply as a muted note. You may include it or you may not. There is something there. So if I take from the E, you get this. So you see the similarity between them. 3, 4. Sorry, 3, 4. Once more. 4. So, with the E correctly being on the beat 3, but never mind. So in context, the entire step 1 sounds like this: 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Now you have a go. In step 2, we are going to bring some extra attention to a motion that is only on beat 3 and 4 in bar 2, right after the... Because what you do here, you do the ghost motion and you move your thumb up to the 10th fret of the 6th string. So you get that there. And then you're going to play 16-note triplets on the 12th fret. You're going to play a basically a melody that goes 3 times on the 12th fret, 3 times on the 14th, and then you go to the 14th fret of the 6th string. So 12th on the 5th, 14th on the 5th of the 5th, and 14th of the 6th. And you're going to do this with 16-note triplets, like that. So first the thumb, and you are going to add some ornamentation to this, but the picking pattern need to be alternate picking here, because it's going to be quite fast. So what you do, first play that note, and it doesn't need to ring or anything, sustain or anything, and then you go to the 12th fret, and then the slide here should work as a grace note, so you get... And then on this note, you're gonna do the grace note from 12th to 14th, and you're also gonna sort of touch the 12th fret of the 5th string. So what you will get is this: 3, 4. So it's a quite unusual but very, very typical Jimi Hendrix motion, and that you might want to give some extra attention in this video. So that particular part is then directly connected to the, like that, and then we end up at step 3, which in my interpretation starts with a open 5th string, and then you're going to go up to the 14th fret again, where we started. We started with this one, and you're going to do this motion. You're going to do bari and grace notes on first the 3rd and 4th string, and then on the 4th and 5th. So you get the 14th and grace note to the 16th of the 4th, and then the same thing 1 string above. So you get this. 3, 4. And then you're going to proceed yet again to the open E string, and then comes a version of the what we start with. But what you do is you do a 16th note upbeat. So it's going to be 16th note upbeat and then a grace note. So in context, the rhythmical context will be like this: 3, 4. And then from here, this is yet another pull off, but this time you proceed directly to the 2nd fret of the 4th string and play twice there. So instead of doing, you play. So the second last 16th note was in the first version was the 1st fret of the 3rd string. This is now the 2nd fret of the 4th string. So you get. So that bar sounds like this: 3, 4. And then, just like from the previous E, we continue to the thumb bar on the 2nd fret of the 6th string, and we do and the some kind of ghost motion there. So far it sounds like this: 3, 4. And then you slide with the thumb up to the 12th fret and you play up to the 10th fret of the 6th string, and you play a power chord, first 10th fret and then up to the 12th fret of the 5th, and then you slide 1 fret down to the 9th fret, and you play an extended power chord, which will be the 9 of string 6, 11th of string 5, and then the 11th of the string 4. So you get at the end, after the. So the entire step 3 goes like this. 3, 3, 4. So here you go. If this is the first Hendrix part you are playing, you are by now probably suspecting that this is something that's very typical of Hendrix playing. The bari on the 2nd fret, and then the bari over 2 frets, and then the grace notes up to the 3rd fret, and this is just sort of the definition of the Hendrix motion or something. Don't quote me on that. But it's something that he does a lot, and he does so very, very elegantly. And in step 4, it's gonna be a lot of it. So we are here starting out with the bari over the 12th fret of the 4th and 5th string. And we are going to do the grace note and the pull-off. Well, I don't think it's a pull-off. I think he picks this one. So, and then we are going to go to the 14th fret of the 6th string with the grace note. And I personally, when it's on this string, I don't know whether Hendrix does it, but I get the impression that he does this as well. It doesn't do the grace note from the bar, he do it from the index finger bar, he does it from the thumb bari, which isn't a bari at all. But so you go. So perfectly possible to do it that way as well. So if that's more comfortable to you, be my guest. So first you want to do it once with the grace note on the 6th string, and then the second time you do it a second time without the grace note on the 2nd string. So second on the 6th string. So you do just so together it's going to be like this: 3, 4. And then we proceed to an open fifth string. And I should say that from here on in the original version, the drums and bass are in. So I'm not sure whether he plays these root notes that you will find you will find in the tab onwards. I'm actually not sure, or whether it's just the bass who's doing it. But I have added them simply to make this a more a guitar part that it can stand on its own. So in short, I'm not sure whether he plays that A string, but we are going to do it here, and it doesn't add a lot of hassle. So what it's going to be is 3, 4, and then after this note, you move the bar up to the 14th fret, and you do with the grace note. And you're going to do that 3 times with the rhythm. 3, 4. That is step 4, and it sounds like this. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So, here you go. Step 5, we start with thumb bar on the 7th fret. So you get the thumb on the 7th fret of the 6th string, and then you bar with the index finger, this time just over string 2 and 3, 7th fret. So you're going to hold your hand like this. And you're going to start by first playing the root, the 6th string, and then you jump to the 7th fret of the 3rd, like that, on 8 notes. So it's going to be like this. 3, 4. And then you proceed to the 7th fret of the 2nd string, and you're going to do a drill or a hammer-on and a pull-off to the 10th fret with the pinky. And then you go back to the 7th fret of the 3rd string, and then proceed to the 9th fret of the 4th string. So you get this motion, a 32nd note motion. Pull off, hammer on, pull off, go to the 3rd string, 7th fret, 4th string, 9th fret. And if we combine it with what we had previously, it sounds like this. 3, 4. 3, 4. You then proceed with the thumb to the 3rd fret, and you just play one note there. So you get this motion. 3, 4. And then from here we are going to go up to the bar, the 7th fret of the 3rd and 4th string. And guess what? We are going to do a grace note to the 9th fret. And then you go back to the 7th fret. So you're going to do like that. And I think it picks it. down, up, or down, down, doesn't matter. And then you proceed to the 10th fret of the 5th string with the pinky. So we take it from the 3rd fret, we get this motion. 3, 4, 3, 4. And then after here you do yet another grace note from bar 7th of 3rd and 4th, and then grace note to the 9th. So the second half of step 5 sounds like this. 3, 4. So, and the entire step 5 would sound like this. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And now it's your turn. And in step 6, we are back to the, we're going to do a version of the, it's sort of a, we're on a D chord, but this time he starts by first playing the root note. I'm not sure whether it's there or not, but as I said, you know what I mean. There's a root note, the 10th fret of the 6th string, that you take with the thumb, and then you move the, because we are going to go into that mode on the 12th fret. So you just go from the thumb on the 10th, and then you bar the 12th fret of the 4th and 5th strings. So you're gonna do, you do the grace note to the 14th, and you go directly back to the 12th. So you're gonna go 3, 4, and then you do a grace note from the 12th to the 14th of the 6th, and I do it from thumb to. I think that's more comfortable with the thumb. Start sounds like this: 3, 4, and then comes the open 5th string again. So then there's a variation of the, which is that you simply just play it only. You don't play 3 times, you play 2 times. So you let this one ring for an entire beat, and then you do just twice. So the entire step 6 sounds like this: 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So. Step 7 concludes this part, and it starts with the motion that we will recognize from step 5, but we exclude the 8th note to the 7th fret of the 3rd string before the 32nd motion. So instead of playing 3, 4, we simply let this one ring for an entire quarter note and then go directly to the 32nd note motion. So we get this 3, 4. So, and then after here, you slide this finger down to the 5th fret of the 4th string, and you're going to play triplets, three times on the 5th fret. And then you're going to proceed to the 6th fret, play yet another triplet, three times. But in addition to the 6th fret of the 4th string, you're going to add the 5th fret of the 3rd string. So you get this. That motion. And if I place it in context, it sounds like this. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So, and from here, you can lift the 3rd finger and you play the 5th fret and then do a slide grace note from the 5th fret to the 6th fret of the 3rd string. So you get. And then you bar the 5th fret of the 1st and 2nd and you play them simultaneously. Like that. So from the triplets we get this. 3, 4. So if I put that together, we get step 7. 3, 4. So, and this is the start of the, and you're now here in the chorus, and so now you can try it out for yourself, and then you can just try to bring the entire thing up to speed.